My name is Charity Zainid Anak Mason Jelang, and my student ID is 2023-614-238.
Hello everyone, my name is Natasha Nabila binti Muhammad Adris, and my student ID is 2023-675-884.
Hi, my name is Nurhina Mansara and my student ID is 2023-826628.
My name is Michelle Danela Nafred. My student ID is 2023-840824.
The purpose of this documentary is to see the sandstone and the limestone in a large size. This is due to in the laboratory, the size of the limestone and the sandstone is very small, which causes us not to see a full mineral complexion in it. But as we can see in the fairy cave and the wind cave, we can see a full mineral complexion in it. As for the example, in the lab, we can see that the limestone is white in color, but in the fairy cave, the limestone is actually black and white in color. This is due to high presence of organic material decomposed throughout it.
Next is the background of importance of geology. Geology is the study of Earth, its materials, process, and history. The science is crucial for understanding natural resources, natural hazards, and the environment. Geology also helps us to locate and manage resources like minerals, oil, and water. It also informs us about past climates, geological events, and the Earth's structure, aiding in disaster procedures and environment conservation. So, since we visited two locations last weekend, which were Wind Cave and Fairy Cave, there's some importance of geology in understanding these caves. One of them is help in managing and conserving these natural resources. It ensures sustainable tourism and protects the delicate cave ecosystem. Next is the geology in these caves. It also informs us about potential hazards like cave collapse or flooding. And the other one is the caves serve as natural laboratories for geologists or students, providing real-world examples. For examples, like the way we found some fossils in the caves. In summary, the study of geology is vital, comprehending the formation, evolution, and preservation of natural sites like wind caves and fairy caves in Sarawak. These caves not only differ aesthetic and recreational value, but also provide crucial insight into the Earth's geological history and processes.
The Wind Cave is mainly consists of limestones, and one of the oldest limestone caves believed to form during the Jurassic Cretaceous period, roughly 60 million years ago. Limestones are sedimentary rock, and when experiencing movements by Earth, it exposes the limestones to the surface and begin another process, which is weathering. Limestone caves, which are formed mainly by rainwater seeping into the ground, absorbs large amounts of carbon dioxide. The water and carbon dioxide together form carbonic acid. The carbonic acid eats away the limestones, weathering the limestone and eventually forming channels and becomes a cave. As time passed, the limestones, which is permeable and soluble, was eroded by water, and large hollow solution cavities, which is cave, formed in the limestone along the way. This influences civil engineering to a great extent. It is the kind of rocks found in a location for structural design. The Jurassic Cretaceous period gave room for the formation of limestone, which together with the underlying rock is penetrative and subject to further weathering and erosion. It eventually forms massive cavities. Because of the formation of these cavities, foundation stability can be easily tampered with, hence calling for the need for extensive geological surveys to be carried out before constructing any structure by civil engineers. This may require extra foundation support and special types of construction for the sake of promoting building stability and thus safety. Experiences with the important properties of limestone empower engineers to take preventive measures against such risks.
Hi, today we have Rachel with us. Hi Rachel.
Hi.
Okay, can you tell us about some of the observations and discoveries made at Wind Cave?
Certainly, from my observation, this cave consists of diverse ecosystem
of cave-adapted species, including bats, insects, and other faunas, especially that lives in humid and dark environment.
Alright, that is Rachel's opinion about wind cave. Thank you, Rachel, for giving us your opinion.
Thank you so much.
Fairy Cave is a limestone rock formation located near the town of Bau in Malaysia, Borneo. The view of the main cave room is just breathtaking. Stalagmites and stalactites just out of the rock face, greenery dresses the walls, and the sun shines into the opening, illuminating the cave entrance. This cave is formed within a limestone hill, which is a common geological feature in the region. The limestone in the cave was eroded and dissolved by water over millions of years. Inside the cave, we noticed the formations including stalagmites rising from the cave floor and stalactites hanging from the ceiling. Calcium carbonate is deposited by mineral-rich water that drips over millions of years, creating these formations. Not only that, like many limestone caves, Fairy Cave is home to colonies of bats, contributing to its ecological diversity. Fairy Cave and Wind Cave are two distinct geological wonders that are tucked away in Sarawak, Malaysia's beautiful terrain. Over millennia, these various processes have created each cave differently. For example, Fairy Cave formations are relatively younger and primarily shaped by water erosion within limestone hills, resulting in smoother cave surfaces and clastic limestone formations. In contrast, Wind Cave's geological features are more diverse and complex due to its older age and exposure to both water and wind erosional forces in a rock-karst landscape. Next, Wind Cave exhibits a greater variety of speleothems and a more intricate cave network compared to Fairy Cave, which tends to have more straightforward passages and chambers. Last but not least, Fairy Cave is often noted for its accessibility and scenic limestone formations, while Wind Cave attracts visitors with its adventurous exploration opportunities and unique geological formations such as fossils. Fairy Cave geological formations can have a big influence on civil engineering projects, especially the ones that involve tunnels or underground structures. One of the examples is when the area Fairy Cave is made of limestone, it is prone to karstification. This implies that intricate networks of caverns, voids, and channels may exist below the surface. The characteristic can make tunneling operations more difficult since they necessitate carefully planning to prevent collapses or voids during excavation. Not only that, the breakdown of limestone formations over time may result in uneven and unstable ground conditions. When tunnels or other underground structures are intended, engineers have to evaluate the ground stability. Stability may require specialized methods like grouting or ground reinforcement.
So, Natasha, what things that interest you and your findings that you found at the Fairy Cave?
From what I can say that the most interesting thing that I found in the Fairy Cave that is me and my group encounter a shrift nest and then there are baby shrift in it. Other than that, from what I can say that the limestone in the Fairy Cave is various in color. That's it, I guess.
Alright, thank you so much, Natasha, for your time.
Alright, welcome.
Civil engineering project near the Fairy Cave and a wind cave will face a significant challenge due to the unique geological condition. The excessive cave system can compromise the stability of above-ground structure, necessitating careful mapping, avoidance of critical area, and measures to protect the cave integrity. The limestone property of this region mean that dissoluble rock is prone to erosion, which can undermine the structural stability. To encounter this, engineers must implement erosion protection technique and manage water flow efficiently. In addition, construction activity is adversely affect the local ecosystem, which are sensitive to disruption. Environmental impact assessments are crucial to identify potential harm and devise strategies to mitigate it. By addressing this factor, cave system, limestone erosion, and environmental concern, engineers can ensure that projects are both stable and sustainable in this challenging environment.
When planning a project around Fairy Cave and Wind Cave, there are several geological considerations we should take. Firstly, the engineers should assess the structural stability of the caves. They need to determine if the caves can withstand additional loads or disturbance. Secondly, they need to study the cave's hydrology, including groundwater flow and the presence of any underground streams or water bodies. They also need to develop strategies how to manage water ingress and prevent flooding since it can make damage to the caves. Next, they should evaluate the potential environmental impacts of the project on the cave's ecosystem. This includes considering the impact of flora and fauna both inside the caves and in the surrounding areas. Lastly, they also need to plan safe access route to the project site that minimize disruption to the caves. They need to make sure the safety measures for workers is clear, including training on cave conservation and emergency protocols. By taking these steps and considerations into account, engineers can minimize the impact on Fairy Cave and Wind Cave while ensuring the safety and success of their project.
Hi Sharon,
Oh, hi!
how was your trip?
It was really interesting and I took very deep pleasure during the experience. And for me, it was quite challenging when it comes to climbing the caves. But let's see from the optimistic view, it was very informative since for example, I found a fossil in the wind caves and I also can spend a lot of new time to bond with my friends. And for me, I wish there will be more activities like this in the future. That's all.
Alright, thank you. Hi Natasha,
Oh, hi.
can you tell us about your trip? How was it?
Actually, this trip is very interesting. Especially in the cave, there are many informative boards which help us to understand the formation of the rock. But not gonna lie, this trip is actually very tiring. Especially in the cave, we need to climb and then go down and so on.
Indeed, it is. Thank you for sharing your opinion.
Alright, welcome.
Hi Nana,
Hi.
how's your trip?
It was fun and entertaining. I got to see a lot of different things, and it is actually my first time going to into a cave. And for me, I was hoping there are more site visit in the future.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi Chel,
Hello.
how would you describe your overall experience on this trip?
The trip was very informative and enjoyable. I learned a lot of new things and got to see concepts from class to a real new world settings.
Alright, thank you for your opinion.
Thank you.